Hey guys, it's Nyx, and today I'm going to change things up a little bit and do the Darkling tag. This is the first tag video I've ever done, so it might be a little awkward. I'm not particularly good at speaking the English language, even though it is my first and technically only language. Not eloquent, just gonna warn you right now. But I was tagged forever ago by OrganFluid666, and I'm sorry it's taking me so long to get around to this. But hey, I do things eventually. I just procrastinate for like a year and a half first. Anyway, I've got the questions right here, so let's go ahead and get started. What is your favorite candle scent? I don't really like scented candles. They give me headaches. But I do really like incense, usually like dragon's blood or vampire's blood incense. Those are my two favorites. Good scents. Do you have a favorite book? Currently, no. There are so many different books out there. I love to read. They're all very different. I can't really pick one specific one that I would consider my favorite. So we'll go with what I'm reading currently. Currently, I am reading this because I picked it up at a thrift store for myself for Christmas last year. And I was like, that seems cool. And so yeah, I'm on chapter 8 of that currently. The Memoirs of Cleopatra. Are you a tea or coffee person? I'd have to go with tea. I really like chai lattes, which chai is technically tea, not coffee. And I also really like vanilla rooibos. That's my favorite tea that I actually like steep. What is your favorite brand and color of lipstick? Ooh, my favorite brand of lipstick would probably have to be NYX Cosmetics, because I do really like their liquid suede stuff, and my current favorite is either their liquid suede in Cherry Skies, which is a really nice red, or I can't remember what it's called, but they have a really good black one and a really good dark purple one that I like. What is your favorite perfume or cologne? Well, obviously my favorite cologne is whatever my best friend wears, because he smells amazing. But I have no idea what he wears. For me, I don't really wear perfume, but I do like wearing camphor oil sometimes. I just like how kind of earthy it smells in a way. It's kind of a witchy thing. I don't know. I'm not describing or explaining that the way I would like to. I don't make sense. Do you have a celebrity crush? Too many. Robert Smith, for one, but like young Robert Smith. I'm sorry, he didn't age particularly gracefully, but I still love him. You don't have to be beautiful to be loved. If you had to give up the color black, what color would you choose instead? Red. Absolutely red. Like, without a doubt, red. If you could change your name to a stereotypical 90s/2000s gothy name, what would it be? Oh god, I wouldn't do that ever, but I don't know. I really like the band Clairvoyant, so I guess I'd change my name to Clairvoyant if I had to have a cheesy fake goth name. What are your top 3 tips for surviving hot weather while black clad? Be nocturnal, don't go outside, and don't go outside. Avoid the sun at all costs. That's what I do whenever possible. Also, maybe don't wear your leather jacket. I do that anyway because I'm stupid, but it's not a good idea. Sleeveless tops are a good thing. Fishnet shirts are a good thing. Combined, you start to overheat, but I don't know. Avoid the sun. If you've got to go out, make it super early in the morning or super late at night or in the middle of the night. That's what I do. What song will always make you happy? It doesn't have to be from a goth band. Wake me up before you go. Are you active in the arts? Example, play an instrument, paint, write, etc. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm good at much of what I do, but I would say I am active. I draw, I paint, I make clothing, I sing, I play violin, I play guitar. I feel like sooner or later I should probably actually prove that I can do these things instead of just saying it, but I also dabble in bass, I play keyboard a tiny bit, I compose. I suck at writing lyrics, but I still try every now and then. Like, I do pretty much everything. I'm a creative person that's not necessarily good at it, but I like to make things. If you had a teacup or mug made inscribed just for you, what would you have it say? I wouldn't, because I think slogan mugs are kind of dumb and tacky looking. Like, I would rather just have a fancy pattern or a pretty picture or a plain mug, honestly. But, whew. Sex dwarf. What is your #1 non-gothy hobby? Oh god. I have a handful, but I'm gonna go with opera. I am an operatic soprano, which is so not at all even remotely related to goth, but I am. It's what I do. If you could be a supernatural creature, what would it be and why? Vampire. Like, stereotypical answer, but I'd be a fucking vampire, because 1, I already fucking look like one half the time. 2, kinda like blood. 3, Lost Boys. 4, necrophilia. And do I really need more reasons? Like, I could go on. They're sexy. We'll leave it at that. What horror monster-based superpower would you have? Ooh, I kind of want some, like, Carrie-esque, like, telepathic powers of some sort. Like, I want to be able to set things on fire with my mind and murder a bunch of high school students. Do you feel confident or comfortable interacting with other goths or gothy people online or in real life? Why or why not? This question's a little more complex for me. It's a yes and a no. Online, I've made a lot of really, really great friends who are super, like, uber goth. I have a ton of goth friends that I absolutely adore with a burning passion. They're wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. In real life, I don't have a ton of, like, actually goth or darkly inclined friends, but my 2 best friends in the whole world, one, it considers himself an ex-goth because he used to be in the scene back in the day and isn't really anymore. And the other one, she is a goth goddess through and through. Love you, Athena. But it gets a little difficult because I have a bit of a reputation. I got involved with the wrong group of people when I was first kind of starting to get known in the scene, and so I became known as this just absolutely abhorrent person, which I'm not proud that I was involved with the people that I was involved with, and I've tried to wash my hands of all that, but that reputation is going to linger for a little bit. A lot of people hate me. It is what it is. Which is more important for a look, great hair or great makeup? I would say for a goth look, great hair is more important, honestly. Like, I've seen, especially in some of the older pictures, like, take for example, this book. There are some pictures in here of people with makeup that by today's standards would be absolutely terrible. Or like none at all, but they've got their hair done and they look fantastic. I think the hair is really a more important part of the goth look than the makeup is, because the makeup really has no rules. The hair kind of vaguely has rules. You don't have to follow them, but as a general rule, bigger is better. Also, shout out to Andy Harriman because she's wonderful and made a wonderful book. And shout out to Cinnamon Hadley because she's in the wonderful book. They are both people that I love very much. Is there something you wish there was more of in your subculture? Locally, I wish there were more actual goth nights that we could go out to and actually have the music. And I wish there were more people who actually appreciate the goth music instead of just the aesthetic, because I've noticed a lot of people flock to it purely for the aesthetic, but you try to talk to them about the music and it's like, why are you wearing a Joy Division shirt if you don't know who they are? It's a struggle. Care to share an embarrassing story related to your darkliness? Oh, we're just gonna sum this up by saying Poser Patrol. For the record, when I joined, I thought it was going to be something very different. I know, I should have known based on the name, but I didn't think it was gonna be as bad as it was. How are you at DIY? I think this might answer that question. I don't know if it will for certain, but I free-handed all that shit. I love painting my own jackets. I love making pretty much everything. I alter most of my clothing. I make a lot of it. Like, I cut up my shirts, obviously. I love making things. DIY or die. It's supposed to be a creative subculture. Back in the day, you couldn't just run to Goth in a Box and get a full outfit already made. Like, you couldn't just waltz into the mall and saunter into Hot Topic. That just, no. You couldn't do that. Quickly describe your ideal wedding. This one, thankfully, has already been talked about, so I don't have to worry about saying anything that my intended will be like, wait, what the fuck? We're not doing that. I want to have black candles everywhere and just black and red roses all over the place. Probably a fog machine, but most importantly, fog machine, candles everywhere. It's going to be a masquerade ball, and my dress is going to be red satin and based on Christine Daae's final dress in Love Never Dies, because I have a bit of a Phantom of the Opera obsession, and I am not ashamed or embarrassed of that at all. Phantom's hot. And my intended is going to be wearing a replica of the Phantom's coat from Love Never Dies. And I don't care if I have to make it myself. It's gonna happen. And we'll both have fancy masquerade masks, but his will be Phantom because he will be my Phantom whether he wants to or not. Love you. Confessional! These are true and false questions. I'm probably going to get into a little more depth than just true or false, though. I love watching cheesy romance films. True? I kind of really like just cheesy 80s romance movies, but at the same time, they kind of tend to make me cry. Like, they make me really sad. I don't handle happy couples well. Too bitter and jaded for that shit. I always remember to wash off my makeup at night. Ha! Nope. 2 nights ago, I fell asleep in a full face of makeup with my hair all big. It happens more frequently than I'd like to admit. I sleep with plushies. Nope. I wear non-black pajamas most nights. Me? Wear pajamas? Please. Sleep in the nude. I still listen to a boy band that had disbanded years ago. Does My Chemical Romance count? Because I will always have a soft spot for them. I don't care. I think Andrew Eldritch is overrated. True and false. Like, that's a yes and no, because on one hand, I fucking love the Sisters of Mercy. On the other hand, Wayne Hussey was the heart of that band, not Andrew. I don't like vampires. Clearly we know this one's false. I don't like clubs. This one's kind of true and false. Most clubs I've been to I hate, but the occasional goth night or like venue that hosts a goth show, yeah, into that. I am dating a goth/darkly inclined person. He still likes a lot of the music. Sometimes he wears makeup for me. I count it. I don't enjoy graveyards. This one's completely false. I really, really, really like graveyards. I actually plan to have my wedding pictures done at the Mount Olivet Cemetery in Salt Lake. And I regularly visit the Salt Lake City Cemetery because I like it there. Hang out with Lily E. Gray. Blood makes me queasy. False. I'd sooner faint than pet a spider. I fucking hate spiders, man. I can't do it. Keep them away from me. My best friend has a spider. I told him I would rather get like nasty, infected, diseased, flaccid, unsolicited dick pics than pictures of his pet spider. That's how much I dislike spiders. I don't like haunted houses. That depends. I mean, some of them are a little cheesy, but they're fun. So, false, I guess I do like them. I still browse Hot Topics clearance racks. Please, I shop at thrift stores. Though, if for whatever reason I'm in the mall anyway for something else, I don't really go to the mall, but if for whatever reason I'm there, I'll pop in and see if they have anything that's not horrible. Because for a while there, they did have like Bauhaus and The Cure and Joy Division and Bowie shirts. Not anymore, but for a little bit they did. I've never read Dracula. This one's actually true. You can shoot me if you want. However, getting to it. After Cleopatra. I think Bela Lugosi's Dead is a long and boring song. Kind of true. I do absolutely love it, but it does drag on a bit. Like, I'm planning on covering it eventually when I have my music project together. I'm gonna cut out a little bit of the instrumental because it's a great song. It really kind of defined an era of the subculture. And I fucking love Bauhaus. But it does kind of drag on a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, that's all that. So, hope you enjoyed it. If there are any other tag videos you'd like me to attempt, go ahead and suggest them, and who knows, maybe I'll get around to them sooner than a year and a half later.